Hello movie lovers, now I'll bring you a movie review for this week. So I want to review the title of this film is The Lighthouse. This movie that already shows in the previous year. So let's check it out. 5 stars for Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse, a film in which there is nowhere the story won't go and nothing the actors won't do. Robert Eggers' hallucinatory new film, The Lighthouse, is about two men getting sick of each other. In terms of plot, that's all there is to it. But when I say that those women could be Captain Ahab from Moby Dick and Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood, and that they are trapped in what could be the holiday cottage prom with Neil and I, and that their steer craziness recalls Jack Torrance from The Shining, you will get some sense of how exhilaratingly strange and violent their ordeal is. Set in the late 19th century, The Lighthouse is Eggers' second film, following his acclaimed debut, The Witch. Like that film, The Lighthouse balances horror and history. Both dramas concern either the supernatural or the psychological effects of being isolated in a remote, rugged setting, but The Lighthouse is a bolder and more skillful film. Some sequences built to such overwhelming intensity that you grip your seat as if you're on the deck of a sailing ship during a savage storm. You realize that absolutely anything could happen, that there is nowhere the story won't go and nothing the actors won't do. The actors in question, almost the only people in the whole film, are Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, who seem to be competing to see who can have the most gaunt and hollow face. Both of them could use their cheekbones as deadly weapons. Dafoe plays Thomas Wake, a veteran wiki, with a bushy beard, a clay pipe, a wooden leg, and a plentiful supply of rum. Pattinson is Ephraim Winslow, a taciturn drifter who comes to Thomas Wake-based little island to help him tend to its cold lighthouse. When Ephraim starts glimpsing slimy monsters, it isn't clear if they are products of his favored imagination or the lighthouse mystic power, or both. During their 4 week stint together far from the New England coast, they will have no one else for company except a flock of aggressive seagulls, the souls of that seamen, insists Thomas. The cottage they share isn't too small, but they sleep side by side in a narrow garret room. You can tell that Ephraim is going to have a bad time when he first peeks into the room, bumps his head on the ceilings, and hears Thomas peeing into a chamber pot for what seems like 10 straight minutes. The other bodily noises made by the old salt are repulsive too, although none of them is as infuriating as what he says. He recites the same poetic toast before each of the men's evening meals. The rich archaic dialogue was drawn from Herman Melville's writing and from real-life housekeepers. And after Ibrahim has been slaving away for hours while borrowing coal through the lashing rain, helping barrels of oil up the winding stairs, his boss will stomps up to him and bark, "You've been neglecting your duties, lad." Wavering drunkenly between tyrannical rage and whittling neediness, Thomas reveals that his previous right-hand man went mad and killed himself. And while Ephraim suspects that this mangy dog is spinning one of his tall tales, it certainly seems possible. There are moments when Ephraim burns to Thomas and doesn't mind laboring on the lonely rock. But there are other moments when he loses track of time and reality. As if to add to his disorientations, and cinematographer Jaron Blacks has shot the film in inky black and white, with an aspect ratio so narrow that the screen is pretty much square. The two lighthouse keepers seems to be squeezed together, with darkness on either side of them. Then there is Mark Corvin's music, which is not so much music as a deluge of unearthly tropes, squeaks, and groans, counterpointed by the cry of the sky gulls and the deafening drone of the foghorn. When Ephraim starts glimpsing slimy monsters, it isn't clear if they are products of his favorite imagination or the lighthouse mystic power, or both. The Lighthouse is yet another example of Pattinson's willingness to take on the riskiest art house project he can. Co-written by Eggers and his brother makes the film doesn't have a conventional narrative or neat resolutions, but there is always something happening. Every scene includes another shocking discovery, another potentially crippling accident, another suspicious and possibly magical occurrence. So, the viewer seems to be getting more and more pieces of an increasingly surreal puzzle, even if that puzzle is never quite complete. The Lighthouse is yet another example of Pattinson's willingness to take on the riskiest art house projects he can, and the ones which make the most humiliating demands of him. I am not at all sure which accent he was going for, but there is no denying his Google-eyed gusto. Whether he is using a mermaid figurine as a masturbatory aid or being soaked to the skin by sea spray and worse, it would all be too bizarre and alienating to bear if it weren't for one crucial picture. The Lighthouse is funny. Eggers balances its nightmarish grimness with humor in the bleak tradition of a British kitchen sink sitcom, a backcut play, and the aforementioned with Neil and I. You half expect Ephraim to bleed. We have gone on lighthouse keeping dirty by mistake, and what a mistake it was. So this is about my review from this movie. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment actually on my channel. So, and the last word, bye bye.
How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.